This video covers highlights of my offshore kayak fishing for king salmon in the summer of 2015. It's a relatively new fishery. I tried to push the boundaries of how far off I could get and how I could catch these fish in deeper offshore water. Two areas I worked were up north there near the tip of Washington, Snia Bay, and south is the Westport Ocean Shores area.
It's later in the morning, I'm way offshore. That's the plan today. The lump of purple behind me is Canada through the sun, and that lump over there is America. Chasing a lot of boats that are headed south, so about 90 degrees off of that, and it's more of a west-southwest, I guess. And that's where they're getting bigger kings, so I'm heading that direction. I don't know if it'll pan out, but the trade-off is I have to go across a lot of relatively shallow water, which won't hold fish. You see the depth gauge right now reading 120 feet.
The area I'm talking about here is off of Hobuck Beach and straight out about 10 to 12 nautical miles. I chose this area because it's an easy launch and relatively predictable weather.
You see the mark in there? That's a mark at about 60 feet or so. Probably is a king. I started seeing a few of those. I'm about 3 hours into the day, heading pretty much west-southwest. I'm probably a dozen miles offshore. Gotta keep moving. I'm finally off that shelf. It's starting to fall, and I'm starting to see water depths of 150, but I'm looking for more like 350. All right, that's what we're looking for. That's a school of bait, 150 feet down in 190 feet of water. So I'm off the shelf. That's a good sign. No surface activity and no boats around, so I'm going to start setting gear, see if I can get it down there on that. It's probably rockfish, but I'm going to see if I find more. It's about 8:30, so I've been on the water about 3 hours. About 205 feet of water off Hobuck, probably miles out. There's a fish again. Boom! I was going to talk about fish, but alright. Trying to talk to the camera, but I keep getting fish out here. Third hookup, second landing. I lost the last one talking to the camera. Just seems like a lot of wild coho, but I know there's some clipped hatchery coho mixed in, and there's a lot of good marks down there. Trying to get down to 75 feet, but I don't think I'm getting down past the coho layer first. A lot of coho up front, up top, I mean, and then kings down below. So I got 12-ounce banana on there, trying to get it down deep, but pretty tough to do. It keeps whacking at it. I'm up to about five salmon. I lost a couple more. Three pinks. No, three pinks and 2 wild coho so far. No kings. Still trolling.
So this is shortly after that last narration. I'm hooked up to my first king of the year. He's towing me along for quite a ways. It took about 45 minutes to land this one. I'll go into detail in a different video, but I made a lot of mistakes, and I still caught a king this day. It was phenomenal conditions I probably would never see again as far as concentration of fish and calm weather. Just got lucky on my first time out, but I learned to use a lot less gear, a lot less diver planes, flashers, and I'm going to go into that in just a minute here. Get this one in the boat. Camera slipped down here, but there he is. The tail.
Yeah, shaking so bad I can barely hold the camera. Look at that. Pure chrome. Pure chrome, baby. Big and bright. Yeah. Woo-hoo. The beast. absolute beast.
Okay, so there's the first fish in the boat. But what I realized later in the year is I needed lighter gear, less drag in the water that didn't slow my speed and fatigue me a lot while I was offshore. So this is the rig I eventually came up with and caught a lot of fish on. It's a 5-ounce lead flutter jig or a bar jig. It's got a swivel attached to it, about a 40-inch leader, and that's a Brad super bait there. It'll spin a lot. The key is having a really good bearing swivel. That's a number 5 Sampo. You see it working in the water there. It just spins with that flasher tape on there. About 40 inches back, and I think it's a different type of Brad super bait. So here I am in Westport. It's a new location, and I'm packing up the beach at West Haven State Park. If I go with lighter tackle, it also means less stuff to load and stuff. So I think I did a little fast forward video here. But essentials, you have to have the safety equipment, the net, the lunch, the water, all your food supplies. I'm going to be out there for 12 to 14 hours. Got to have backup. I'm hooking up the battery pack there. Testing the fish finder, which is critical when you want to find the right proper depth and fish marks to start trolling on. So here's my area off Westport when I launched out of West Haven State Park, and the trick here is to run across the bar. But highly productive area, and that's where I'd fish for most of the summer. So molas were fairly common. I saw quite a few of them off of Nia Bay and off of Westport this year. Some gigantic ones. They were pretty amazing. And they were in feeding on a lot of the jellyfish, which was very, very common this year. Probably due to the warm, sunny weather and the plankton bloom through the spring. But that egg yolk jelly there is probably 5 feet across. Molas will eat that. So I'm happy with my first decent king off of Westport. I think that was my second fish of the year, and that was a good catch. That was on really light gear, just that bar jig. Here's another hookup a little while after that one, not the same day, but about a week later. And this one worked me for about 45 minutes to an hour. It was a huge fish, and you'll see me lose it right there. It can't hold on forever. It takes a long time to land a big king in a kayak, and they have all kinds of time to work that hook loose in their jaw. So I'm pretty frustrated at the moment, but it was a fun fight, and I can't complain. I had a great summer. So.
Oh, you know I want an instant replay on this one.
So I think from the lessons I learned about using lighter tackle and easier gear, I could probably land a lot more fish. It was a very rough summer. Westport, of course, you have to cross the bar to get out, and the bar was seldom calm. Those breakers right there are probably 8-9 foot. There's a way to sneak in around the jetty here, right there, but even that's going to be pretty rough. I'll show you in a video coming up here. It's pretty nasty all around. Not an easy launch, but you keep all your gear with you. You don't have to do a surf launch, and you don't have to worry about the launch conditions if you can manage the bar crossing. That's why Westport seems to be a better port for it. So as the video ends, this is me coming into Grays Harbor Bar under some rough conditions. I certainly came in under some rougher conditions, but I didn't film it all the time. It was a really tough year in 2015. I got a chance to get offshore good 8 or 9 times, and I wish I could have got off more. Maybe 2016 I'll get a chance to do it again. I thank my sponsors, Kokatat, Werner, and Ram great local American companies I'm happy to work with. Thanks for watching.